2024 was relatively a tough year. It was a period where Nigerians passed through a lot of challenges, from financial constraints to economic challenges to food shortages and all that. So it was a very difficult year, comrade, as we rightly know. And we thank God that generally we were able to survive it, and we are here to witness another new year, 2025. And as we exit last year, and as we rightly highlighted in our NEC meeting of 2024 December in Abuja, some of the successes that we recorded in the year 2024, they were highlighted, and some of the challenges that we also have as an association, as industry, and as a country, they were also highlighted. And some of the expectations that we were looking forward to were also pushed forward. And comrades, the issues that were with us in 2024, they have not, they are still there. And those issues, they range from issues bordering on the economic challenges, as we've said earlier, the issues bordering on the high cost of food, the issues bordering on the deaths in our social infrastructure, and the issues bordering on insecurity. They were with us in 2023, and they are still with us today. And comrades and gentlemen of the press, as we rightly know, that the budget of 2025 was presented late last year. That was more or less the highlight of the last week of December. So the budget that was presented for us, we feel that as an association, that Nigeria as a country does not have a business with having a budget of 49 trillion naira. 49 trillion naira may sound big. You know, they may tell us that 49 trillion is the highest in terms of our budgetary allocation as a country. But we all know what the effect of devaluation has done to us. We all know that 49 trillion naira is barely $30 billion. When you compare that to the budget of 2024, which was about $36 billion, although that budget was about 27, less than 30 trillion naira, but the real value of that budget was quite higher than the value of a budget of 2025. As a country, we are over 230 million people, depending on the statistics that you are looking at. And for this number, a budget of $30 billion is quite abysmal. A budget of $30 billion is very, very low for us as a country. Most especially when you compare that with what is obtainable in different parts of the world. South Africa has a population of just about 60 million, and their budget is over $120 billion. That means with a population size that is approximately 25% of Nigerian population, but a budget size that is times 4 of the Nigerian budget size. Why are we so fixated on this? It is because today in Nigeria, we lack social amenities. We lack infrastructure as a country. And if you look at this budget, if you put this budget in our road alone, if you put the entire $30 billion to fix the federal roads in Nigeria, you are going to require such budget for the next 4 years to be able to fix our roads alone. A study was done by the former Minister of Works, Architect Mike Ononomeme, brought in some experts to look at our state of roads and what it will take to fix them. And it was said that it is going to cost about $120 billion to fix our roads. So what that means is that if you take $30 billion, you would, if you don't pay salaries, if you don't spend on education, if you don't spend on health, and you take $30 billion and put into just road construction alone, it will take 4 years of such budget to be able to fix our roads, just road alone. So that is why we are saying that the budget size is extremely small. As a country that is endowed with human resources, as a country that is blessed with material resources, with mineral resources, we should be able to be talking about a budget size of $200 billion. We should be able, as a country, to harness the resources that we are blessed with, so that our budget size will go much more compared to where it is today. Even the $30 billion coming, you are going to realize that at the end of the day, the revenue that the government is going to generate will be probably less than 50% of this. So we are hereby calling on government to do everything possible to expand our revenue base. But that expansion of our revenue base must be how to harness our material resources and our mineral resources. Nigeria is a country that is blessed extremely with huge mineral resources. Is it the bitumen that you have in Ondo State? Is it the tin that you have in Jos? Is it the gold that you have in Zamfara and many parts of Nigeria? Is it the limestone that you have that cut across different parts of the country? We can go on and on and on. But these are lying fallow. So the way we could generate jobs is for us to tap into these material resources, and not just to export them as raw materials, but to create value, to add value to them. So with that, we could generate enormous amount of jobs, and as a country, we will earn huge amount of revenue. And also, examining the budget that was submitted by the president to the National Assembly, you are going to see that it's a deficit budget, where we are borrowing humongous amount of money, and this is also going to add to our debt profile. When you hear the debt profile of the country growing on a daily basis, they do tell us that, oh, debt to GDP, that we are doing well, but the challenge is debt to revenue, because as a country at a time, we were spending over 90% of our revenue to service debt. It's not to repay back the debt, to service the debt. We were spending over 90% of our revenue. There is no country that will make meaningful progress. There is no country that will make meaningful progress by spending 90% of its revenue in servicing debt. So, as a country, we must be serious. As people, we must be able to examine what government is doing and profile solutions to them. So, comrades, again, one of the highlights that is of interest to us as of today, and we also highlighted this in our last meeting, and we stand by everything that we've said in that meeting of December last year. That is issues that are bordering on the Nigeria tax reform bills, the four of them standing before the National Assembly today. As it stands currently, we are collecting facts around all these that we are going to present before government and also present before the National Assembly. We are calling on the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as the House of Representatives, that public hearings should not just be jamborees. Public hearings should not just be to tick the box. After they've made up their mind on what to do, they just call us for public hearing, and after the show, they go back and do exactly what they intend to do. That is not how public hearings are conducted in all parts of the world. Public hearing naturally is for information to be collected and for those data to be analyzed, and it will form input to the bill. But we have observed that in Nigeria, public hearing is just a show whereby they listen to you and they go ahead to do exactly what they have planned to do. Then also, we wish to also note the current collapse in our national grid. In 2024 alone, our national grid collapsed more than 12 times. This is a shame to us as a country. We cannot even generate sufficient megawatts to power our homes. Then the little we could generate, because we've been around 3,000 to 4,000 megawatts for, in fact, since 1999. It's been hovering around that. And billions of dollars has gone into this without palpable improvement, without real improvement. And even at that, we are consistently faced with grid collapse, week in, week out. This is not acceptable. In 2025, we have also witnessed the first grid collapse, and God knows how many more we are going to witness before the end of the year. We hereby call on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to do everything possible to ensure that our electricity infrastructure are well protected, to tap into the vast human resources that we have in Nigeria, to put the best feet forward, to get our first 11 to man that ministry, so that at the end of the day, we will have the best of it. Nigeria is a country that is blessed with enormous human resources, with great intellectuals.